Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lang Shack. I'm Michael, language coach and computational linguist, helping people to achieve their language learning dreams. So, today we're going to be talking about the remote past in Tuscarora, essentially the same thing as had been done. So, this is much like other perfective endings, a very simple ending that you can add on to the end of verbs. This is a little bit different, though, from those, for example, had done, has done tenses, because has done is like something that it just got done. It finished. It finished recently. And he had planted. It's like, okay, something had happened before something else occurred, right? Before the moment that you're in. So that had happened, right? It could have been a little bit ago. This is a little bit further back in time than that. This is more like it had been done. So it had been done um, versus it is done is further back than it is done or it was done. So it is done is like he has planted. It was done is like he had planted. And it has been done, right? It has been done, right? Like you maybe in like a religious context you might use that, like if you're like looking at like religious works, like it has been done, it has been granted. But in this case, we can just say like had been done, or like had been in some state, like he had been angry. Okay, so the example, which I believe this example comes from Tuscarora, or comes from the Matune's grammar. So Tsha, so Tsharori, Tsharori. So Tsharori means to be angry. It means angry or to be angry. It literally means to break your bile. And this to be angry, you can add this he to the end of it, and it means had been angry. So if we use this with, for example, he, you could say rodsa. You could say rodsa, rodsarori, rodsarori. So rodsarori, and so with this verb, um, the I, you're gonna take off the I, and because it ends in this he, you would do yeah, yeah. We gotta get the right e, yeah. Then you could do yeah, yeah, and then yeah, and then you have your glottal stop. So sarori, yeah, or saroria. So saroria is he had been angry. Of course, you can change your I, you, or it'd probably be so, co, noir, whatever your ending is. We had been angry, so forth and so on. So you have that example, and then that's the only example I had prepared. But there are other ones, like you could say, we had been searching. Okay, so that would be something like noir. There's also nia as well. Sometimes in that case, so you could say noir, noir, noir net, net what to, net what, net what to, what to. Um, they might actually end up taking that off. What So we'll go with that. So net, na, yeah, nyan, yeah, nyan, nyan, nyan net twayehe. I'm just so used to the ah being in front of this, because anewata is to search for. So nyanet twayehe. We had been searching, or we had been looking for X. Okay, so you can put whatever your You can put whatever your pronoun is there. Add your, make sure that if it ends in a vowel, if it ends in a vowel, you're most likely going to change it to yeah before ha. And if and then you add your ha at the end, and then you get your thing. So you can practice this with other verbs if you want to. There's no serial or anything you have to attach to this. This is what it is. There's nothing else to go. There's nothing else to talk about with this. So it's like we had been doing, and we can we can try with other verbs and make sentences and stuff like that. But this is the idea. There's another file that you can look at. Another file that you can look at. And in that file, I have verbs. I have vocabulary in here. I've been slowly adding on to it because, as I'm translating more things and I'm coming across other verbs and other things that I personally would use in my everyday speech, I'm adding them to this sheet because obviously I want to be able to say anything that I would say every day in my regular, vocabulary inventory. I want to be able to say all that same stuff in Tuscarora. So I've been gathering stuff here. And I've even been discovering that some verbs I do had other meanings, like yoneri. Yoneri generally means to know, like te akioneri or quens akioneri means I don't know. There's somehow a difference between those two, but I don't know what it is. And then, but if you look at Mitoon's translation of Yunerik in the word by word, stem by stem breakdown in her grammar, it comes up as to discover. So I don't know. I'm assuming that knowing and discovering are the same thing. So, but that's all I've got for now. If you're interested in stuff like this in lessons and you want to have you want to have like a more serious curriculum, your habitual oh my god, why am I saying that word here? That was in the lesson. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and end this. Just messed that one up. All right. Everybody have a great day.